Hi, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. It's happening. All right. So, for those who don't know, uh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Ganondorf, the Azure Kingman, name in progress. Might make that smaller because everybody has a problem with just how huge it is, which,
It
to be fair,
it's long, but
it's unnecessarily long. But,
it's
yeah,
it's a title. You see, you don't shorten titles. That takes away from titles.
exactly. Uh, I do live streaming. It's fun. I also upload stuff on YouTube. I make goofy memes in whatever video program I can get my hands on because memes are fun. And
Mm-hmm.
I like writing. I really
Mm,
like writing.
nice. First question is, why did you accept the invite?
It sounded really cool. So I actually had an idea about doing something like this later on when I actually became a bit more affluential to people.
Mm-hmm.
But simply the idea of an interview of people who you either know or people you believe, can be something or so on and so forth, just unique people in general. The
Mm-hmm.
idea of that is very alluring to me.
Hmm.
So, if I had an idea of wanting to do that, why would I deny someone else's desire to do so as well? That just wouldn't be right.
That's really sweet. What do you do?
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I mentioned before, I do mostly streaming content on video games that either people haven't seen, stuff that I enjoy, or just niche indie games in which personally intrigue me. Earlier in the week, I was doing a game called Cavern of Dreams,
Mm-hmm.
which is a Nintendo 64 based game, kind of like Banjo Kazooie. It's a collectathon. You run in, you collect set amount of items, and that scratches an itch for me. And to those people who also look for collectathons, I wanted to have that game available for them to see and be able to go, no, I do like the vibe of that game. It's a very calming game too, so that's
Nice.
always a bonus. I guess I just want to draw attention to more things.
So what you do is draw attention to things.
Yep.
Why do you do what you do?
Well, to answer your question from before, there are actually three proponents as to why I do streaming. And
Mm-hmm.
this is one that I've thought about many times over the years. Um, First third of that is I grew up in the foster system.
Mm-hmm.
I understand quite intimately how enable children in the foster care system are able to voice their opinions about things, are oftentimes looked down upon or just completely ignored. So for them, I wanted to be able to be that voice, someone that they could come to, someone who's speaking for them because yeah, it's not a good system, regardless
Mm-hmm.
of how many, caseworkers, foster parents say, yeah, no, we're trying as hard as we can. You are, but you can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
And the insider's perspective of being in the foster system, it really helps a lot
Yeah.
to those people who need it. So that's part of the reason as to why I decided to do that. Uh, Reason two, I just really enjoy it. Like I've worked since the age of 15, in businesses, in fast food, in retail, and not a single job, even in the food industry, which I do like making food, I have not found the same amount of joy that I have with this kind of line of work.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Then, secondly, there is or then finally, there's the fact that I do eventually, once I have a decent enough, you know, following of people on the internet, I do want to make my own game. I've
Mm-hmm.
already gone down the pathway of writing the story, so on and so forth. It's just while I don't have the means to do so, later on, I hope that I will have the means and the audience that would enjoy seeing something that I produce. Of
Yeah.
course, I would probably not be programming the game because I have no programming knowledge whatsoever. But as a somewhat humbled director, I would like to do that.
I see. You want to direct the creation of a game.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I got some ideas, so
I believe you. Do you make things?
I do. Whenever requested by either my friends or other people, I will make a suggested meme because I do find that really fun. Skull actually requested that I make a edit of Dio from JoJo Part 3, where every single time he like disappears due to time stop and reappears somewhere else, he has a disconnect from Discord sound and then reconnecting later. That was so much fun. You don't understand. I intentionally went out of my way so to those who've seen it and are curious about it. I made it to where every single time he disconnected from the call and rejoined, he
Mhm.
was slightly faster each time, which is absolutely a thing that a dick like Dio would do in order to piss people off.
That's funny.
I do art on occasion, though that's mostly just personal stuff. I have my own art journal and shit like that.
Mhm.
I do creative writing on occasion, not nearly as much as I used to, but I still try to at least keep dabbling in it at least 2 to 3 times a year. That way, I'm still brushed up on my stuff, and when I do go to write the stuff for my game, um, I have a better understanding of what I want to emulate through the emotions through the words.
Mhm. Yeah. When I was younger, I used to do a bunch of writing, so
Oh, yeah,
I have an inkling of the stuff you need for that. It's a
it's
lot.
stressful.
It's just a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah, it always has been, always will be. Don't let
Uh-huh.
anybody tell you otherwise.
Why do you make things?
I'd say it's like a compulsive desire to create.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So back in the day, I drew because I really liked drawing. Not so much anymore. I still do enjoy drawing, but the effect of that enjoyment has lessened over the years. I think
Mm-hmm.
now it's just simply because I enjoy it.
Okay.
There's no real in between for that. It's just I enjoy the process of creating something and bring it into manifestation into the world.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There is a joy in that.
Mhm.
Hmm. Is art the only one that you want to talk about?
Um, suppose for content creation, I mean, it plays into the reasons why I started. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be that voice for people in the foster system that feel downtrodden or ignored,
Mm-hmm.
and I just simply enjoy content creation through and through.
Mm-hmm.
It's plain and simple. It's just really enjoyable for me.
Nice. I love that for you.
Thank you.
Why do you really make things?
Why do I really make things?
Uh-huh.
Boredom.
Yeah.
I'm in a position right now, not to get too much into it in case other people relate too heavily with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently stuck. I live
Mm.
in a village town where I don't have a vehicle. I can't get out of here. The few places I have worked, I've come to the realization they're just absolutely shitty people that I do not wish to support.
Mm.
So this is kind of the means in which I am able to still do something and still feel like I'm giving back to the world without supporting these absolutely reprehensible individuals that live in this town. I want
Mm.
to get out of here as quick as possible, and hopefully that will happen here soon. But until
Yeah.
then, I plan to just stick with this. Maybe that'll change in the future, but for now,
Yeah.
this is
The
something
best you've
enjoyable.
got.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. And as you mentioned, the boredom. This saves
Oh,
away the the boredom.
Oh, absolutely. If I wasn't doing this, if I didn't have the community of people around me that I have, I'd probably have gone insane. Even though I'm probably still insane, it doesn't matter.
Just a little bit more so. Who is someone you like? I remember I need to readjust this question, but really what I'm asking is like, who do you like platonically?
Honestly.
Uh-huh.
Well, I throw you into that group, Voidy, Skull, um, Robin,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the sidekick. Uh, a few of my followers as well,
Mm-hmm.
Pocky, um, Blair. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
all really, really cool people, and they often don't mind indulging my proclivities towards my autistic level of dedication to theoretical space science and my weird ramblings on my ideas of the shape of infinity. I genuinely feel like I've found my group, which
Nice.
I can finally say this is probably the first time that that's happened in my life, which is both sad and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah. I'm really glad you found your people. All right. So, out of all those people that you've mentioned, what is a through line? Like, what is a quality, a through line quality between all of them that you really appreciate?
Oh, we're all a little crazy. No, 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 no. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, I guess just how warm and inviting everyone is. Because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel. I've had several friendships over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Several. Mainly because of, the aforementioned foster care. But even before that, I was bouncing from town to town to town with my family. And I never really made deep connections with people. I had friends, yes, but those weren't long lasting.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't they were friends, yes, but only on a superficial level, like, oh yeah, we got along.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely feel like I connect with these people on a more deeper, more intimate level than most people in my life, and that helps. That
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot.
What do you like about yourself?
Well, I'd like to say that I'm very pragmatic and I'm very optimistic, though I do have my moments.
Mm.
Everybody does. That comes with being human. It came free with your existence of living.
Yes, I did.
I don't know, maybe it's just the insatiable curiosity that I have about certain topics cuz I will find myself jumping down rabbit holes of information simply because yeah, no, it's really fun. And
Mm-hmm.
from that, I learn about a whole bunch of things, like I mentioned before and during one of your streams, the idea and the conversation everybody has with the infinity, and ultimately pointless conversation, but one that you can find meaning from. Stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, I genuinely feel like, even though I will never be able to fully wrap my head around it, it's something that I enjoy that I myself can get into.
Yeah. It's something to think about, and you like that you have the opportunity to think about it seriously.
Yeah.
What about yourself inspires you? All
Um,
right.
maybe it just is that curiosity I have because it roams from many different topics,
Mm-hmm.
and those topics always seem to have a through line through my desire to learn things, whether it be abstract or simply something that it's, English, Gan. Come on. I'm a deeply curious person about anything. You give me a
Mm-hmm.
topic, I probably know something or a little bit on it. And that's not me tooting my horn. That's just because I have a deep curiosity to learn things.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I should have been a teacher, but I can't deal with little kids. If they're little shits, I will. Oh, God.
Mm.
Stop it.
Hmm. Next question is, how do you react in uncomfortable situations?
It depends. Normally, if I'm usually in a good state of mind, I
Mm-hmm.
will try and offer solutions or explanations, and multiple if I can, so that it's even if it doesn't have anything to do with me, or if it does, I try and offer solutions or explanations behind the problems that people see.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, though, if I am like in my emotions or something else, I often have a bad tendency, which I am working on, to just shut down, stay quiet, just let people say what they need to, absorb what they say into my head, and either apologize or just say I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bad habit. I am still working on it.
You either shut down or you offer solutions, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Next one is, when was the last time you were validated?
I mean, there's a few recently, specifically with Skull and Voidy, but I suppose the one that was more touching recently was the fact that I was having a conversation with my mom, and as I mentioned before, I went
Mm-hmm.
into the foster system. So we have a very weird
Transactional.
relationship. It's not
Yeah.
transactional anymore, but
Okay.
it definitely felt that way for a good portion of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was talking with her recently about certain problems that I had and certain proclivities that I'm working on, and she just straight up said, "Yeah, I can understand why. You grew up under your stepdad and me,"
Mm-hmm.
which that hit a really deep chord inside of me where I was just like, "So you understand
So you
why I
get
have my
it.
problems with you? Thank you.
Thank
You're
goodness.
actually thinking about it now. Thank God."
Wow.
Oh, it is very validating to have something like that happen, especially for those in the foster system who've
Yeah.
basically been told several times they just need to get over it. They
Yeah.
just need to bottle up their emotions and stick it as deep as possible. To have one of the people who
Was responsible.
very responsible say, "Yeah, I understand.
I
You know,
caused that.
I caused that." That helps. That helps a
Yeah.
lot.
The next question.
Yep, I'm ready.
Who are you?
I am a perpetually inquisitive soul.
Hmm. I like that.
I don't really know how other or how many a more better way to describe it, but yeah, I like I mentioned before, I enjoy just delving into topics,
Mm-hmm.
even if they're impossible to wrap your head around. Like I still find enjoyment even out of impossible conversations.
Mm-hmm. Outside of race, gender, and career, how would you describe yourself?
Compassionate.
Okay.
Perhaps, some people might find that me tooting my own horn, but no, I genuinely, even if I don't come from a demographic in which has been, you know, mistreated or so on and so forth, I
Mm-hmm.
still try to empathize. Always.
Mm-hmm.
For me, being around people it's on an individual basis. I hate humanity as a general, but that's as a collective.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfectly reasonable. Oh, bedtime.
Bedtime. Ah, hop.
However, for me, it comes down to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely maybe not enjoy, but I find deeper relations with people based on the tribulations that they've gone through in life. And even if I haven't been through exactly the same exact circumstances, I can empathize with the emotions behind it. So,
Mm-hmm.
compassionate is the term I would use because I do try and understand people's emotions to that level. Simply because knowing them on an individual level, it helps. It really
Mm-hmm.
does.
What is something that scares you?
Ooh. Ooh. Ah. What are the easy ones? War. death,
Mm-hmm.
famine,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
those are all simple. However, the one thing that scares me the most,
Mm-hmm.
the way we have given up on space travel, like
Mm.
through and through.
Yeah.
The fact that we are stuck to this one planet and we have made no attempts at realistically trying to go any further into space because we've already proven that we can.
Mm-hmm.
This solar system might be the only one that we have. There's no guarantee. I
Mm-hmm.
just feel that humanity has a great potential to actually leave a lasting impact in the solar system and avoid several atrocities that could happen in the future. But we're too focused on petty political geo uh, geopolitical world issues and so many different problems that they just don't they don't seem to care. Suppose if I had to point out another fear is time wasted,
Mm.
which also plays into the original fear, but I just it's always been like a deep fear even as a kid when I had the frightmares. Sorry to
Mm-hmm.
those who are listening and also have this fear. Every single time I had a frightmare, it always had to do with a clock ticking down. And
Mm.
I've come to realize now as an adult that that is just a deeply ingrained fear of numbers piling up and being able to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I have my manic moments where I wake up in a cold sweat and I'm, basically getting hit with a panic attack, every single time it has to do with numbers
Mm.
piling up or counting down.
Mm-hmm.
An incontrollable wave of time being unable to be stopped.
Yeah.
And that does scare me because I don't like wasted time,
Yeah.
at least in my personal life. I don't mind wasting time with friends and other people like that. That's enjoyable, but
Mm-hmm.
wasting wasting away doing nothing alone is just something that is deeply ingrained into me. If I'm not hanging out with people, I'm doing something. I have to be.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Otherwise, otherwise it's just it feels like I'm not doing something at all.
Yeah.
Even if I am just relaxing, there's still a portion in the back of my brain like, you could be doing something right now. What are you doing?
What is the hardest thing you've ever had to overcome?
From a family standpoint, feeling like I'm the only one looking in through a window
Mm-hmm.
towards a happy family.
Mm-hmm.
So, to not to get too deep into it, but I was in the foster system from the age of 12 to the age of 21.
Mm-hmm.
Missouri is unique when it comes to foster systems. They can hold you until you're 21. They can't
Mm-hmm.
hold you any more past that. And I made an avid effort from the age of 18 to the age of 21 to move out here to where my family was. I came out twice a year to get stuff set up, get an apartment in place, get a job in place, do what
Mm-hmm.
I can to actually be a part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And while some family members would vehemently disagree, because of course they would, it still to this day feels like I'm looking in on a family that's moved on
Mm-hmm.
from my absence. And
Yeah.
I've had to learn to be okay with that, which is fine. To those
But
out
it's
there
hard.
who it's very hard. To those out there who are suffering from the same problem, you're not alone. You'll never be alone.
Mm-hmm.
However, you do have to accept sometimes the hard truth is just what it is, the hard truth.
Sometimes you
However,
just
what
won't be loved. And it
sometimes you just
sucks.
sometimes you just won't be accepted, and that's fine. You do you and take care of the you that is in the current time and space.
The next question is, what frustrates you the most about life?
Ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's fine to be ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
No, I should reclassify that. Willful ignorance.
Ah, there we go. That's the one.
If you choose to be ignorant on something, even at a detriment for other people in your life, you're an asshole.
Hmm.
It's fine if it's a coping mechanism. I'm pretty sure the people around you will understand. But if you're simply doing it out of spite to just not care,
Hmm.
that's not okay.
That's really
And I've
tough.
met several people in this lifetime that are like that,
Mm-hmm.
family included.
Mm-hmm.
And it's deeply, deeply frustrating.
What excites
Uh-oh.
you the most?
No, that's too easy.
Space!
Creativity. Like,
Creativity?
I love the indie scene when it comes to video games and movies
Mm-hmm.
and TV shows.
Yeah.
Like, they're really, really good.
The next question is why did you agree to the game we are playing?
Oh, Stardew?
Yeah.
I So originally it was RimWorld, but we couldn't get that to work, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine. I thought that was a very chill game. This game is a second best for that, probably first best. I bought
Mm-hmm.
this game when it first dropped
Mm-hmm.
because I love. Don't get me wrong. I play shit like Kingdom Hearts. I play Nier Automata, existential like dread games, or games
Mm-hmm.
with plots that make no sense that only
Mm-hmm.
make sense because I'm a super autistic fuck who's just like, I must hyper fixate on every little detail. It doesn't matter if that makes no sense. It's all for style points, baby. Doesn't matter. When it comes to
Uh-huh.
something like this, it's just so relaxing. Stardew,
Mm-hmm.
when it first came out, I probably sunk about 120 hours in every single day that I could that I wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cozy.
Yeah.
It's relaxing. It's a nice time. I don't have to worry about things. Yeah, the crops are going to be done in like 5 days, but that's 5 days for me to go and work in the mines or go chop down some trees because I need a new horse barn or some shit like that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't got to worry about stuff. This game is just, it's very relaxing.
What is something you are proud of?
My kitty cat.
Yeah.
So, to let everyone know, I did have a cat prior to the one I currently have. Her name was Klonoa.
Mm-hmm.
She don't know where she is. I let her outside one day, and apparently one of my neighbors stole her and
Mm-hmm.
was saying like shit, like I need to come get her and shit like that. And I tried multiple times, but she's just, from what I heard, apparently she had moved pretty quickly after that, so there's no way I would get her back. But
Yeah.
before I lost that cat, uh, she had a litter of kittens. I raised them all up, with assistance from my mom, who was living with me at the time for a good year
Mm-hmm.
and a half. And I kept one of them. And that's my little boy, Carpet. Where you at, you little
Aww.
Cheshire shithead? He is,
Carpet.
he is awesome. He he has weird proclivities himself. He likes to like pull open cabinets and crawl into the crock pot and fall asleep in there, but aside from that, he doesn't get on the counters. He doesn't, mess with human food. Hell, I've
Mm-hmm.
tried giving him like regular meats and other stuff like that. He just won't mess with it. He doesn't care
Hmm.
anymore. The one thing that he
Interesting.
did eat was like seasoned broccoli, and even that he doesn't touch anymore. So I think it might be
Hmm.
something to do with his kibble, which I'm gonna try changing that up when I do move. But I'm very proud of the fact that I was able to raise this kitten who is so well behaved. Like,
Mm.
he doesn't cause me any problems. He immediately knew what the litter box was. He didn't need any direction. Even the small things that I did train him to do, like stay off the counters and such, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't push his luck. He doesn't
Nice.
try testing me, and he's just a very sweet boy.
What is your most prized possession and why?
Aside from my computer, aside from, you know what? This is gonna sound weird,
Uh-huh.
but currently the one that comes to mind is a bust of Teddy Roosevelt that is actually aftershave. If you pull the head off, there's a cap underneath it, and you pull it off, and it's just aftershave. I
Weird.
It is weird.
How do you take care of yourself?
Take it day by day.
what is a question you wish for me to ask you? So, like, this is an opportunity to, like, talk about something that we haven't had the chance to talk about and just have, the opportunity to talk about something.
Now, the easy answer would be to talk about my beliefs on the shape of infinity, but that's not the fun one. Ask me about my game.
Your game? Yes, you're making a game. Tell me about it.
Ah, okay. So, I have watched so many videos on YouTube on
Mm-hmm.
topics like the shape of infinity and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And listening to musical pieces, I personally enjoy instrumental stuff. I don't like being told how to feel in music,
Mm-hmm.
though I do enjoy lyrical pieces. There are
Mm-hmm.
several songs throughout the years in which I've listened to in which my imagination just goes absolutely wild.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it got around to the point where after years of being just a kid, like, I want to write this story, I want to write that story. What about this one? How about
Mm-hmm.
these characters? Eventually I landed on what I have dubbed Project Godhome, which,
Okay.
if I had to give some sort of description on it, it's a mind study. It's a mind
Hmm.
study on the effects of infinity, both as a physical thing and a time thing,
Mm-hmm.
on how they would influence gods.
Next question is, when are you the happiest?
When I'm doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
No, actually. Like when I'm streaming, when I'm hanging out with everybody in the Discord,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm able to just sit down and be myself,
Mm-hmm.
which some might find that a bit sad, but you gotta understand the life that I came from, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So being able to just be happy and be myself is the greatest pleasure in life for me. Oh boy.
The last question is, who would you want to see interviewed next?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Flair, the good Jared. Creative anxiety, no space. Rush Pirate 1.
Mm, that's a good one. All right. Well, thank you for doing this with me, Gan. I had fun.
Thank you for asking me. I genuinely enjoyed this.
I'm gonna address the invisible audience now. Um, and say hello, hi. I hope you enjoyed. I
Likewise.
I hope you enjoyed, and we're happy to have you here. Um, if you enjoyed this conversation and the things we talked about, you probably would really enjoy Ganondorf, the Azure King Man. So where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
From there, most of my other social medias are linked in the About section.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a YouTube, I have a TikTok. I do have Twitter. I hardly ever use it, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you do go on there, it's oftentimes me looking at random indie projects that I just like, and I'll be like, oh no, I need to retweet that. Um, my TikTok has a whole bunch of my YouTube, or not YouTube, my Twitch shorts on there, which, you know, you can thank Skull, Voidy, and everyone else who participates in my streams. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I am the sidekick and all them for making it as fun as it has been. I've really enjoyed spending time with them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, I have my YouTube where I re-upload my Twitch stuff, and I try and make an avid effort to put stuff into the short section. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you should check those out.
Well, thank you again for being here. I enjoyed your company, and this was good conversation. All
Heck
right.
yeah. Thanks
Um,
for asking me to be here.
no problem. Take care, rest well, not only for you, but for people who are listening. And hopefully we see you again.
Eat your
Thank you.
greens.
All right. Bye.
Later.